In this video, we are going to discuss the requirements for basic personal protective attire to be worn while working in the general chemistry lab. When working in the lab, your mindset towards safety will have the biggest impact on how dangerous working in the lab is. Throughout this course, we'll be working to build your safety mindset by talking about necessary precautions you need to take to work safely in the lab. Wearing personal protective equipment, or PPE, is the most basic step scientists take to protect themselves from potential harm when working in the lab. In its most basic form, PPE consists of long pants, shirts with sleeves, and leather or steel-toed shoes. When choosing items that fit these requirements, clothing should be loose-fitting, should not be made of flammable or reactive materials, and should not have any holes in them. Remember, the goal is to cover any skin from the potential of being splashed by something you're working with and be able to quickly remove the garments in case of some kind of accident. Personal protective equipment is required when working in the lab. We will be handing out scrubs and goggles to you in lab at the beginning of experiment 2 once you are in lab. Scrubs and goggles are required personal protective attire to be worn throughout the general chemistry labs and into the organic labs if you're going on to take those courses. This first set will be on the chemistry department. If anything happens to your scrubs or goggles, whether it's you lost them, left them at home, or your dog eats them, you'll need to purchase your next set using your Plus account. The prep rooms in Jacobs Science Building are set up only to accept Plus accounts, so please make sure you have some money on your Plus card. Remember, the goal is to minimize skin exposure in case of any accidental splash by a substance that we're working with. This is required personal protective equipment to be worn the full time that you're in lab. So we are all clear on what the words "the full time" means. It means that you need to put on your scrubs and your goggles when you're out in the hallway. Once you enter into the lab room, they are to remain on and not be removed for any reason until you are physically back out in this hallway. This includes when you're gathering your stuff up at the end of lab and getting your materials out of your cubby when you're done. One thing to know about anything you wear to lab is that it needs to be loose fitting. So we're going to fit the scrubs such that they're a bit loose. So you have an idea of how the scrubs will be fitting. We have a few individuals who are going to model the scrubs for you. I'm Dr. French. Before I go to lab, I usually wear about an extra large, and of course I like my clothes to be a bit fitted. When I work in the lab, I usually wear scrubs that are a 2X.
Hi, I'm Stacy, and I normally wear a small, and this is what I'm usually wearing before I put on my scrubs to go into lab. Hi, I normally wear a small, and I'm wearing a small in scrubs.
Hi, I'm Ehi. I usually wear a large, but for my scrubs, I'll be wearing an extra large so that they fit me really well and just enough allowance rounding out. As you can see in my scrubs, I wear an extra large, and this fits me really well with enough allowance in both the pants and the top.
One thing you should know about anything that you wear to lab is that it needs to be a loose fitting, so we're going to need to fit the scrubs that are a bit loose. That being said, the pants do have a tendency to run long, so you'll want to roll up the cuff at the bottom of the pants legs. The pants also have a very generous waistband, so you want to tighten the drawstring first before you attempt to tie them. Once you're handed your scrubs today, you'll need to go ahead and put them on. Restrooms are located at both ends of the hallways if you choose to use them. We do ask, however, that you put all of your garbage in the garbage cans out here in the hallway. During our distribution phase, once you get up to the window, if you would initial next to your name in each one of the 3 columns, indicating that you received your scrubs and goggles today. A couple of last notes about anything that you wear to lab. You got to keep in mind that anything that you wear that could hang or fall into solutions needs to be removed. Long hair needs to be pulled back, and any kind of dangling jewelry, whether that's a necklace or earrings or something else, will need to be removed. Any kind of apparel that blocks your vision should also be removed, such as any kind of baseball hat. Remember, your safety is our first consideration when looking at personal protective equipment worn in the lab. We are required by federal and state laws to ensure that you are taught and follow those safety laws while working in the lab. Federal OSHA officials and UK's Environmental Health and Safety (EHS) office frequently inspect labs, including the teaching labs, to ensure that the federal and state regulations are being followed. all with the goal that you are working as safely as possible to minimize any risk of injury from a substance you are working with. Because in the end, the most important thing about working in a lab is being safe.